Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. Thank you all for coming. I can't believe it, but I'm looking outside and it would seem that the sun has come out. I'm Deborah Potter. Lou and I met, well, I will tell you how long ago. More than 40 years ago. I was in Chapel Hill as a senior in college, and he had come down from New York to earn his in-state residency so he could go to graduate school. 10 years after we met, I met my husband, Bob. And that's Bob there. You'll see a lot of him roaming around on the stage. Lou was the first person to approve of my choice. I had to get his approval, right? He checked Bob's thumbs, just so you know. I'd like to thank Aaron Cutler for his superb playing while the church was filling up. And I do hope that everyone has a drink, because Lou wouldn't want you to be sitting here and not having a good time. If you didn't catch one, you might be able to get one later, but I hope you have one now. Today, we are celebrating Lou, his remarkable life, the people and the things he loved, and our gratitude for having known him and having been part of his circle of friends. We are all of us very lucky indeed to have counted this extraordinary man as our friend and pal, our teacher and mentor, our colleague, or just Mama Lou. And Danielle, you are the luckiest of all. You have been able to call him your husband. Yeah, like that. It's really not news to any of us, and no surprise that together Lou and Danielle were a family. And they created and built their own family that has turned out, as I look out at all of you, to be a large and extended one. Mama Lou didn't just preside over a kitchen. He involved himself in the education, encouragement, well-being, and support of the many members of his and Danielle's large and loving family. They have many children who are here today from all parts of the world to remember and give thanks for this wonderful man. His full name was Luis Pietro Rispoli. His mother, Bruna, was indomitable, irascible, and those of us who knew her would have had to admit she was a larger-than-life character. From her, he inherited his fearless apprehension of the world around him and her impatience with pretense of any kind. "You know me," she used to say, if anyone didn't like what she'd said or done. Lou must have learned from her early on not to give a rat's ass about what anybody thought. He cared for people, for art, for justice, for integrity and accomplishment. He was the valedictorian of his high school, by the way, but he did not suffer fools. He was born here in Manhattan, on the Upper East Side. No, way Upper East Side, in what used to be called Spanish Harlem. He had a large, extended, complicated, highly emotional, and extremely dramatic Italian family, which he took in stride, and from which he learned the value and power of judiciously applied theatrics. He wasn't close to his father. Vincent used to bully him when he was young, but he loved his father's mother, Grandma Clara, a wise old lady who taught him many things. Most importantly, she taught him how to love. And love he did. Classmates, colleagues, lovers, and friends all around the globe. He built strong, secure, and generous relationships, celebrated his friends, and eased their passages. He heralded births, danced at weddings, nursed the sick, and buried the dead. He also loved the arts expansively and enthusiastically. Music, painting, design and fashion, opera, theater, movies, literature, and poetry were all his passions. He studied the arts and appreciated them deeply. He supported them, and they gave him sustenance. And Lou was gay. He was happy and free and joyful in his identity. He cared deeply about the injustice and inequality suffered by his brothers in the gay community, and he found solutions in the prism of activism. Lou put his money where his mouth was. He stood up, spoke up, and acted up for the freedoms he believed in. And then he met Danielle on the subway. They got out at the same station, West 4th Street, not far from his apartment on Cornelia Street, and Daniel changed his life. Together, they shared the personal concerns for others that would come to characterize their years together and catalyze the building of their own extended family of loved ones, old and young, male and female, gay and straight, talented, maybe not so much, but it didn't matter. Lou cooked for everyone, listened to their troubles, gave them time and attention, encouraged and advised them, and simply loved them. When gay marriage was legalized in New York State, Lou and Danielle were among the first couples in Queens to be granted a marriage license. Their devotion to each other is legendary. They were married on their 31st anniversary, August 10, 2011. The reception was bountiful, joyous, and astonishing. Many of us were there, and boy, it took us hours to put away all the leftovers. But the ceremony at City Hall was small and intimate. When Danielle and Lou spoke their vows, instead of the traditional "till death do us part," no, Lou insisted on saying, "for all eternity." That's the kind of man Lou was.